Reasons behind that, for example, we do not want the customer social security number to be littered across our database across multiple tables, right? So we would want that to be safe somewhere, and that is something where the problem itself tells you what should be your particular key and how you should be designing that particular database, right? So in this particular situation, we would rather use customer ID to be our primary key. Okay. So keys are a property of the relation schema, not individual tuples. You cannot say that in my relation or in my table, half of my tuples have this primary key, half of my tuples have this other primary key. No, all of the tuples in my relation have to have the same primary key. I think that is obvious, but this is something we need to formalize and say when we are deciding the framework of relational models, right? Okay, so primary keys, when we are talking about schemas or when we are talking about databases, primary keys are usually underlined when we are formulating our schemas. So account schema would have three attributes: account ID, branch name, and balance. And then account ID would basically be the primary key, that is the one that is underlined. Customer schema would have the customer ID underlined with the other attributes such as customer name and customer social security number. Note that other possible candidate keys are not specified in our schema formulation. Is a bit sad or unfortunate, but this is something that how we are going to represent our schemas, right? Only the primary keys. Okay. Now, multiple records cannot have the same values for our primary key. That just goes to show that our primary keys cannot be duplicates. So for our customer schema, where our customer ID is our primary key, in this particular table, we will have an issue. Our database management system would throw up an error because essentially we have a customer ID that is duplicate across two rows, right? So 15202, we have two primary keys across our table. So we cannot have that. And why? Because our primary keys need to be unique. Other things can be duplicates, branch names, values, what have you, but our primary keys should always be unique. So this is what we call as an invalid relation, right? Okay. Okay. Oops. Okay. So since I'm running out of time, I guess I'll wrap it up with two more slides and we are done. Okay, so I'll quickly wrap it up. So primary keys are basically going to constrain your tuples in your database. So essentially, we can mathematically formulate this particular thing where K is a subset of attributes for a particular super key. For all tuples T1 and T2, I should be more formal. For all tuple variables T1 and T2 that belongs to the relation R with a schema capital R, if we have T1 for the K values are equal to the T2 of those K values, so those are the super key values for our table. That also means that if the two super keys of our tables are the same, their respective entire tuples should need to be the same as well, right? So that is what this formulation says. And essentially, yes, so we need to make sure that candidate keys are tuples that are unique across the table, and it can be basically a way to constrain your table across the entire data points, right? So essentially, I guess that's it. Yes, so for those of you who are saying that the class was supposed to be over at 6:50, usually I will end it at 6:50, but sometimes at most it might end up being up to 7. So on that note, just hang around till 7, I guess. No, no worries, that's fine. I know you guys might have other classes as well. So yes, I will wrap up today and we will continue again from this particular slide from next class onwards. If you have any questions, you can email me. I will post the email ID for the TA and her office hours as well upon Blackboard. I was supposed to introduce her today, but time issues. Anywho,
I have a question.
yes.
So are the slides available on Blackboard or?
Not yet, but I will make them available as soon as like within tomorrow or the afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Are we still having class in the same time on Thursday?
Yes, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 to 7,
Okay.
or 6:40, depending upon your inclination. But yeah. Any other questions? Okay, if there are no other questions, I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much. See you guys next class. Thank you.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.